Good evening, good evening. How's everyone? I'm Kevin Young, I'm the director here. You noticed we had a little video trouble there for a moment, but we're back live. Hi, I'm really happy to be here. I love the Teen Curators program, and I'm glad I'm here with you tonight. As you know, it's been a busy year for the Schomburg Center. We have been named a National Historic Landmark in January. I think that deserves a round of applause. And we're really proud of that. We also had some nice news recently. You may have seen that we received the James Baldwin Papers. You might have heard that. That's great news, too. And we're also excited about the Sonny Rollins Papers announced just last week. So those three things are some of my favorite. But, you know, it's part of a larger goal for me, one of bringing home the sons and daughters of Harlem here to the Schomburg, bringing them back home in that way, but also talking about access and providing access to the geniuses of our time, to our materials, and letting people know we've been here now. Of art. We very much want them to see this as their home as well, and I look forward to seeing what they're going to do in the future. Thank you very much for coming tonight, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Kevin, and welcome to the Teen Curators second annual art exhibition opening, everyone. My name is Deirdre Hallman. Yes. And I'm the Director of Education and Exhibitions here at the Schomburg, and I proudly and humbly serve the youth and the learners of all ages at the Schomburg Center with programming, exhibitions, workshops, curriculum projects, and particularly our relationships with our own homegrown youth programs, the Schomburg Teen Curators program, which is an after-school program meeting twice a week, and our Schomburg Junior Scholars program, which is a Saturday program meeting here once every week throughout the year. And the Teen Curators is definitely a special star, a special gift in the crown of the Schomburg Center, because like no other program in the city, it combines the work and the study of art history through the Schomburg's collections, and it has young people engaging with artists and stories and communities and identity issues and social justice issues face to face with the people who created the works in our archives, but then the youth themselves get to analyze these stories and remix them and curate them and tell a new story to a new audience of which you are a part. So I want to thank you very much for coming out, to being a part of the Teen Curators process, and to celebrating their year-long journey of learning about art history at the Schomburg Center. Thank you so much. As Kevin mentioned, we couldn't be here without the vision and the foresight and the commitment of the Pierre and Tana Matisse Foundation. So I want to acknowledge Matisse, this afternoon as well. And I also want to acknowledge a very important organization that I think we had an unfortunate oversight in mentioning in the program, and that is the Elizabeth Foundation of the Arts. The Elizabeth Foundation of the Arts worked alongside of Robert Blackburn, and they actually inherited his printmaking workshop and many of his studio materials and archives. And they made the commitment as a community, as a collective, to keep his printmaking workshop alive and well and thriving. And it was Justin Sanz, one of the program officers there, who worked with us, who was our bridge to Bob Blackburn's legacy, to the living craft of printmaking. He lended his own artistic knowledge as well as the history that he was privy to our work here at the Schomburg and the Schomburg Collection. So I want to acknowledge the Elizabeth Foundation and Justin Sanz as well. So please give them a round of applause. And the last VIPs, I mean, there are so many important people who've had their hands on the work that the Teen Curators have done. But I want to acknowledge Tammy Lawson, the curator, the associate curator of Art and Artifacts Division here at the Schomburg Center. Are you in the house, Tammy? So please just raise it up for Tammy Lawson and Serena Torres, who every time we needed to get the prints out of the collection, to lay them out with respect and beauty, they were there to assist the Teen Curators in that process. And also Mary Yearwood, who's the director of collections here at the Schomburg, for her sage advice and her ushering in this whole process. And lastly, I want to acknowledge Shante Cozier, who's our exhibitions coordinator, who really made the Teen Curators' vision for this exhibition pop off the walls. She executed every instruction they gave with professionalism and detail and beauty, and so I thank Shante Cozier. And the rest of the program is yours, ladies and gentlemen. And so I want to hand over the mic to Abigail Jefferson, I'm sorry, I'm out of order. I want to hand over the mic to the really stunning instructors of the Teen Curators program, Mr. M. Scott Johnson and Ms. Delilah Scruggs.
I'm going to wait for my co-instructor to come on up. So, good evening. My name is Delilah Scruggs, and I was one of the instructors for the Teen Curator program. And first, I want to extend my thanks to the folks who were involved in the program. First, Deirdre Holman, whose vision really brought this program into being. Abigail Jefferson, who through brilliant organization and sheer will, make sure that the program runs smoothly. And of course, my co-instructor, M. Scott Johnson, whose big heart and ebullient presence infuses the program with joy. But most of all, I want to thank the Teen Curators for bringing the program really to life and bringing their curiosity, their passion, and their dedication to the program. When I left the Schomburg for a full-time work in March, the Teen Curators were really in the thick of the curatorial process. And although I've been really grateful to have a chance to correspond with many of the folks who were doing the label writing, when I got here and saw the exhibition, I was completely blown away by your labor. Curators often can work for years to realize an exhibition, so it's nothing short of astounding what you guys have done in just a few short months. The exhibition, Unshackled Ink, is a product of hard labor. These curators have examined lithographs, etchings, and woodcuts. With a keen eye, they sorted and carefully selected works for the show. They researched each artwork, and that's no minor business. This is archival work, this is internet work. You guys have done a terrific job they wrote label text and then rewrote it and rewrote it and rewrote it. They designed the layout of the exhibition, and it's their vision that you see in the gallery. So Teen Curators, thank you very much, and congratulations on this program. in producing such an amazing exhibition. You should be incredibly proud.
You know, I want to start out, I'm going to keep my comments short, but I want to thank Ms. Dalila Scruggs, amazing, brilliant, inspiring. She has truly put a touch on this program and has helped it to blossom in the most beautiful of ways. I'd also like to express my gratitude to Abigail Jefferson, who is certainly the caretaker of this program. She is the glue. She makes it work every day. I want to thank Deirdre Holman, whose incredible imagination brought this to fruition. And for Deirdre, thank you for inviting me in to grow as not only as an instructor, but as an artist myself. I also want to thank all the people who were involved with the minutia of the program. I want to thank our security guards. Our security was amazing. You know, there'd be oftentimes during the week where we would have to maintain control over a large group, and they made sure not one little bird got out the nest. They corralled everybody together, and I want to salute them and uphold their name. I also want to uphold Mr. Michael Kelly Williams, a former student of Bob Blackburn. Michael is an amazing artist, and he gave so freely of his time and his honesty to really impress upon the teens the legacy that Bob created. Finally, I just want to say that I don't think there's a greater honor as a visual artist, of which I am, than to have the ability to impact the next generation of young curators to come along. Like, of all the things that I think I'll do in my career, this is one of the things that I know I'll always hang my hat on. You guys are going to make a way for so many young artists that are even yet to be born. And so I want to turn my attention to you guys. Guys, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. We worked so hard together, and you guys have created one of the most beautiful exhibitions that I've seen. I've seen times when we were working through the research, I've seen you go through frustration. I've seen you go through adulation. I've seen you go through curiosity. I've seen your brain start to be able to understand the world in new and incredible and beautiful ways. I thank you for allowing me to share this space with you this year. I thank you for making me a better instructor. I thank you for making me a better artist. Okay. And lastly, I just want to say, you know, I had the pleasure of meeting Bob Blackburn as a young artist. He came to an exhibition I had at the Wilbur Jennings Gallery. This was 2002, and he passed in 2003. And at the exhibition, I knew who he was as far as him being a giant on the contemporary art stage and how he was able to maintain his own career but still enrich others, which is so beautiful. I mean, really what we're doing here now, we're celebrating a master teacher. We're celebrating a master teacher. He shared unselfishly with his time, with his money, and what I want to say is that his spirit is floating in this room today. For him to know that the youth in our city are honoring his legacy, I don't think we could I don't think we can honor his name any greater. All right? Congratulations, Teen Curators. I look forward to next year.
All right, so when I say I go, can you all say I may? I go? I go? I may. Great. So, I go means are you listening? So when I say I may, or when you say I may, what do you think you're saying? You are. So so I'm Abigail Jefferson. I'm the education coordinator for the Teen Curators program, and I'm also one of the instructors. And so I've had the privilege of going out into the schools and out into the community to recruit these young people. And I just want to take a moment to really applaud them because, you see, They have been here since October, which is a really long time. And they've been coming twice a week since October, and sometimes on Saturdays. And then when they come here in the afternoon, they spend 2.5 hours. And that's a lot. So I just want you all to take a moment right now to give them a big round of applause. Because that shows a lot of commitment and a lot of dedication on their part. So I don't want to talk too much, but what I want to do, because it is really difficult to stand up here before people and speak, and they're going to be doing that shortly. And usually when they come in the afternoon, we do like kind of a warm-up just to kind of bring up the energy. So right now what I want to do is I want to do a kind of warm-up with you all. Some of it's going to be warming up the body, and some of it's going to be warming up the voice. And you might think I'm a little silly, but that's okay. You get to be silly right now, and this is going to help them out. So when they come up there, they can be a little bit relaxed. So can I get everybody to stand up with me right now? Come on, stand up. Yeah. Stand up. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to do what I call a countdown shakedown. All right? So I want everybody to put your hand up like this, and I want you to count with me because we're going to be shaking and counting our limbs. Are you ready? Let's go. And say it together. Let's go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. And 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Good job. And now you all can sit down. Give yourselves a big round of applause, please. Okay, so now we're going to get to warm up our voices a little bit, okay? So I want you to repeat after me, all right? So let's go. Let's say what? Say huh. Say what? Say huh I am. Say what? Say huh. Say what? Say huh I am.
Say what? Say huh. Say what? Say huh I am.
Say what? Say huh. Say what? Say how I am. Good. Okay, now we're going to do some tongue twisters. All right, let's go. Let's go. Unique New York, 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 unique you know. You know you need unique New York, you know you need unique New York, you know you need unique New York, you know you need unique you know. Red leather, yellow leather, 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 and now just roll the tongue. Now count 10 as quietly as you can. It's quiet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now as loudly as you can without hurting your voice, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now count 10 as if you just opened your report card and you saw 10 A's on it. Let's go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now say, what are you doing? Now say, what are you doing as if you just walked into your principal's office and you saw him or her standing on his head, and say it. Now say it as if you just walked into your brother or sister's room. Actually, your brother or sister walked into your room. Actually, no, you walked into your brother or sister's room and you saw them going through your things. What are you going to say? Good job. Give yourselves a big round of applause, everybody. Excellent. And wave your hands in the air. Let's go. All up there. Okay, good job. Excellent. And hands down. All right, so now I'm going to bring Onyeli Quinones, and she's going to be our host for the Teen Curators. So get ready. You all are in for a treat.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Teen Curators presentation. I'm Onyeli Quinones, and I would like to welcome our first group that's going to speak on what is a curator and the first civilizations of Africa.
One question we as teen curators need to answer you, the audience, is what is a curator? A curator is someone who organizes, gathers, collects, stores, and sometimes makes artwork and other forms of media for a planned exhibition.
Great Zimbabwe was an ancient city-state in sub-Saharan Africa. It was a thriving and wealthy city during the Middle Ages.
Another civilization we learn about ancient Egypt. Egypt gave the world written language and medicine.
The third civilization is Axum. Axum is an ancient Ethiopian kingdom with its major religion as Christianity. This became one of the major centers of trade in Northeast Africa.
Last but not the least is Ile Ife. Ile Ife is known by the Yoruba people to be the birthplace of mankind, but most importantly, it's known for its terracotta and its bronze sculptures. During this unit in the Teen Curators, I learned the things that I'm not normally taught in school. In school, I learned about racism and slavery, but this program taught me that Africans had a history before racism and slavery. It taught me the true history of my people.
Our next group will talk about what we learned in Unit 2 of our curriculum.
For this unit, we learned about the Europeans and what they thought of Africans before racism.
This here is a geniform vase with two halves of a head, one representing a male African and the other representing a female Greek. Greeks like the aesthetic value or racial contrast within the vase.
This is a bronze sculpture of a youthful musician playing the flute. Ancient Greek historian Herodotus said that Africans were handsomer, longer lived, and taller than any other.
This map was made during the medieval period, and during this time, the Europeans were very fond of Africans, especially Mansa Musa, who is known for his extensive wealth, and he's also the 14th century ruler of the Mali Empire.
So I've always been taught that Africans are mistreated mainly because of their skin color. However, in this unit, you can clearly see that Greeks actually valued Africans, and I feel like this is a piece of history that is very unknown. It should be more known between people.
Our next group will speak on the transatlantic slave trade and our experience while learning about it.
In Unit 3, we learned about the transatlantic slave trade. This image shows an example of a ship that was used to transport Africans during the transatlantic slave trade.
This image represents the triangle trade.
The Atlantic trade slave was the most devastating time in history. Enslaved Africans were taken on ships and were taken to places like North America, South America, Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and my home country, Mexico.
When we learned about the transatlantic slave trade, we did a classroom reenactment that made us into captives. We were separated from our friends and family. Forced to work for free, and hidden away in the bottom of ships, just like the enslaved people were. It gave us an insight as to what they may have felt when they were put in that situation.
In this reenactment, one of the workshops we did was quilt making. We were given scraps of fabric to mimic original African textiles. This showed how African used materials from the New World to recreate the original African textiles that they did in Africa.
The slave trade reenactment gave me an entirely new insight on slavery in general, because it was me along with my peers put directly into that situation. And although I felt an array of overwhelming emotions, I felt prideful because my ancestors went through that for me to be here today.
Our next group will speak on the Harlem Renaissance and the Great Depression.
Dr. Margaret Vendreas came to the Schomburg and exposed us to artwork by Richmond Barthe, Augusta Savage, and Aaron Douglas. Also, the picture in the middle was created by Aaron Douglas and is now in the Schomburg's collection today.
A way I learned about the Great Depression was by playing a game called the Great Depression. In this game, we was given money to either hire or reject employees. From this game, I learned that wealthy people had lost a lot of money due to stock market crash. Also, I had another issue that occurred during this time period was African American getting lynched by the KKK.
When we learned about social realism, we learned it was an art form where artists expressed themselves after the Great Depression. These artists made art more affordable to the general public while combating the economic depression. To demonstrate our own activism, we created short animated GIFs with contemporary technology to convey our social statements. These were some of the GIFs that we created. Okay. Learning about the Harlem Renaissance, the Great Depression, and social realism helped us to express ourselves creatively while also connecting us to our roots as Americans as well as African Americans. Thank you.
Our following group will speak on Bob Blackburn and the Black Arts Movement.
Robert Blackburn is the heart of our exhibition. He was an African-American artist of Jamaican descent. He was raised in Harlem during the Great Depression. He went to the Harlem Community Center and the YMCA. He founded the Bob Blackburn Print Workshop for printers of all nationalities. Also, as a master printer, Bob developed several new techniques for his prints. Bob was awarded the MacArthur Genius Grant for his development as an artist.
A way that we can get a glimpse into Bob Blackburn's world is by doing prints of our own. Justin Sands from the Bob Blackburn Printmaking Workshop came to us at the Schomburg and taught us how to do prints of our own. He also taught us how to understand monotypes, and if a monotype is a print on a glass or plexiglass.
One of the topics we learned in this unit was the Black Arts Movement. The Black Arts Movement was a time when artists used many forms of art such as poetry, theater, songs, and paintings to make a statement and fight for their rights. Black Arts Movement started in Black Repertory Theater in Harlem, then it spread to Leonis, Detroit, Michigan, and soon all over US. The Black Arts Movement was a time of social upheaval because after Malcolm X was assassinated, two political groups were created, the Panthers and the Culture Nationalists, and both groups played an important part in the Black Arts Movement. And we consider Black Arts Movement to be a sister movement to the Black Power movement.
For the Black Arts Movement, we made a project called protest posters, and for the protest posters, we took cardboard posters and paint to create political and social statements that we felt strongly about. We used a color palette called Kool-Aid Colors, which derived from the drink Kool-Aid, which kids used to drink, was a popular drink for kids to drink in the 1960s and 70s, which kids also drink now. Kool-Aid Colors was originally brought from the activist group AfriCobra, which use them as part of their aesthetic for the Black Arts Movement.
These pictures here show us, the teen curators, throughout our creative processes. When we first started working on our exhibition, we were researching artists while analyzing and discussing the meaning behind their artwork. These just show us assembling the structure and layout of the artist's work, so our exhibition is sorted and organized.
One of the most valuable experience we had learning this unit was meeting Askia, Torres, the poet, who was one of the founder of the Black Arts Movement. He visited Schomburg, and the day he came, he told us about his experience in the Black Arts Movement. And using his stories, we were inspired to create the protest posters, as mentioned before. I created one of the protest posters. The name is Solidarity, and it's portrayed on our walls in the exhibition. My painting was also used for, excuse me, my painting was also used for a Black Lives Matter conference at the Schomburg. While creating the posters, I felt very strong and empowered. I felt connected to the people of the past and present who were fighting for what they believe in. I also felt like an activist who was contributing to the Black Lives Matter movement.
When the poet Askia Torres came, he shared some of his poetry with us, and he encouraged us, including me, to share some of my original work. This is called Replace the Hate. The feeling I hate the most is feeling like I'm stupid. Like everyone knows the one thing I don't, as if there's a secret that passed my ears. I hate not knowing the answers to things, like why are you sad, or why are you crying? I hate being sad when I know the person who made me sad is happy elsewhere. I hate feeling like a fool or being treated like a kid. I hate trying to fix something, but others don't see the efforts I put in. I hate being judged by how I look or by my past. I hate being criticized just because I'm Mariana, and Mariana's foolish and everything she does is wrong. I hate feeling unloved, like the people I love don't even care about me. And I hate it when I let the words of others change the way I see myself or my views of this world. I hate feeling like my opinion don't count, as if everything I touch is contaminated. But most of all, I hate you for making me this way. You made me ignore the perfections and not my imperfections. You made me turn a blind eye to all your judgments. You made me see the world for what it really is, a place filled with hate. I hope you understand everything that I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be strange, but I've already got enough hate for myself. So tell me I'm smart. Tell me I'm worth it. Tell me I have the potential of oceans and more. Tell me I have the capabilities to make a difference in this world. Tell me I can overcome this hate that my ancestors once overcame. Tell me the things that my eyes refuses to see. Tell me I have a future. Please believe in me.
Our groups have briefly discussed the things that we've learned over the year as teen curators. Now I'd like to introduce you to Darina Pink, who is a senior at A. Philip Randolph Campus High School and is also a Teen Curator alumni.
Hi. As a senior in high school, I know that it's a very difficult time, and it's also fellow seniors that's in the Teen Curators program, and some of them couldn't be here today, so some of them left their testimony of how the Schomburg changed them, specifically one individual named Nancy, and in her testimony, she says that if she had to describe what the Schomburg's Teen Curators program in one word would be, it would be an eye-opening experience. She says that this program has expanded her perspectives on what being a curator is all about and what African American history is. In short, she said that she had a lot of fun and met amazing people that she believes has impacted her life. And to be honest, I feel the same way, like being a old Teen Curators, I guess, alumni. So Every year at the Schomburg, at the closing of like the showcase, we do superlatives for the students, and essentially the superlatives are like groups that the teen curators themselves get to choose and decide like who will be in it and who represents the category the best. So the categories are most likely to be a curator, most creative, class clown, best attendance, most dedicated, and most improved. And most likely to be a curator, curator goes to Yali Quinones.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Most creative goes to Alyssa Sanchez. Class clown goes to Rodney Wilson.
You're welcome.
Best attendance goes to Akin Wright. Most dedicated goes to Fatuma Sally. At the moment, she's not here today because she is a senior, and like I said, some of the seniors couldn't be here today. So we're just gonna like hold her down. Most improved goes to Hawa. And Jaquan, excuse me.
You're welcome.
Now I'd like to invite this year's Teen Curators to come and give testimonials about their teachers.
So, the person I want to talk about is Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott had been a role model to me since day one. He had really encouraged me to do better in this program from times I wanted to quit, but always kept me forward and pushed me harder than I thought I could push myself too. Yeah.
I'm going to be talking about my mentor, Miss Abigail. Having Abigail as a mentor was a rewarding journey. One of the things I admire most about her as a mentor is that she always knows what's best for us. She always pushes us because she knows that we could do better. She gives us confidence when we doubted ourselves. She knows our strengths and pushes us to enhance it. She helped us find interests that we never knew we had. She always introduced us to various opportunities outside of Teen Curators program to make sure that we had choices and that we were where we want to be. She was also a very funny mentor. She made everything we have learned till now a fun task. She always finds such creative ways to teach us. Her greatest strength as a mentor is her patience. No matter how much we misbehaved, she resolved it with humbleness and care. She always made sure that every one of us is included and accepted no matter our differences. She made sure that we knew that we mattered and were important. She aspired us to succeed. She's a strong, successful woman who inspires us to be like her.
Here at the Schomburg, Scott is a father figure to some, a brother figure to others. Scott is an outstanding role model to us. He has allowed us to enhance our learning and the curating tool process. Me personally, Scott has been there. He has helped me even when I didn't want to come to the program. He has always asked if I ever needed help with something. So thanks, Scott.
One of our mentors during the fall and half of the spring program of the Schomburg was Miss Delila. Learning from Miss Dalila was such an amazing experience. She's a very kind, intelligent, and very passionate about being a curator. And she wanted to show that with us, with her very, very talented lessons, very, very structured out lessons. And I am very honored that I got to learn from her. And I was very sad when she left the Schomburg, but I was also very proud that she's going for her career and that she's going to teach many, many generations about what she's passionate about. And I'm thankful for her helpfulness and her kindness here in the Schomburg.
So everybody, please give them one more big round of applause. They have done such an outstanding job, and we are so very, very proud of them. So a part of participating in the Teen Curators program and going through completion is that you get to apply for a summer paid internship. And I have to say that everybody here did such an outstanding job that I really, really, really do want to hire everybody. And if I had the money, I would. And I just wish that everybody who wanted to work could work and that there was money to do so, to make that happen. So if anybody out there, have the money and can make that possible, I'm asking you to stand up and let us know so that we can hire everybody, because I shouldn't have to turn anybody away. However, because funds are limited, I had to select 10 people, and I know that you can only imagine how tough that must be to have to select 10 out of all of these beautiful souls out here, when they're all equally deserving. So in making that decision, we really looked at dedication and commitment and attendance. Those who showed up, who were here through the thick and through the thin, through the rain, through the storm, through the sun and through the wind, but they were always here giving their best. That's how we decided. They did have to interview, they did have to apply, they did have to write an essay, they had to do all of that. But then we really, compared notes, compared records, and we saw that there were some who, like I said, they were always here. And so therefore, that's how we kind of narrowed down those choices. And they were also very cooperative and obviously very committed. So right now, I'd like to recognize those 10 individuals. And when I call your name, what I'd like for you to do is stand up and be recognized for that. And if you would, give them a big round of applause each time, because they deserve it, all right? So hold on. First person is Ken Wright. Please stand. Second is Alyssa Sanchez. Third is Arlene Simon. Ariana Rojas. Jalen Epps. Jonai McDaniels. Julian Ested. Justin Rodriguez. Kadir Keys. And Yeli Quinones. And again, I just want you to recognize each and every individual. Because they truly are all deserving to have work and to be hired. I just want to put that out there, alrighty? So right now, I want to make some more acknowledgments, and that goes to the parents, because I believe that in order for these students to be sitting here today, it goes to you. The credit really goes, I mean, it goes to them, but it really goes to you because it is on your shoulders that they stand. So I really want to thank the parents for standing behind them, and supporting them, for pushing them, to making sure that they're here and they're learning. So please applaud yourselves. And I also want to thank teachers and counselors and administrators. If you're here, stand up. I don't know how many of you are here, but even if it's just one, please stand just so we can see who you are, because that really makes a difference too. So we have one, but that's really, really important. And I want to take a moment and really especially thank Miss Lacira. Miss Lacira, can you please stand? She's from Philip Randolph High School. And she has been so supportive. I mean, she has been coming here after school, and she has been helping us out. She has been really motivating and encouraging students. And by the way, some of these teens actually are getting credit, like academic credit for their participation, that they get 2 elective credits in either art history or social studies for their successful completion of this program. And then others receive community service credits because they are doing a community service. They're learning, but they're also serving the community, because when you go into the ANT, into the American Negro Theater, you're going to see this beautiful exhibition. And that indeed is a service to our community, that they put in a lot of work to make that happen. They did a lot of research, they did a lot of writing, and they did a lot of reading, and they did a lot of designing, and that there is definitely a service to the community, because it's going to be up in the American Negro Theater until the end of the summer. And so anybody in the public can come here and see it. And if you know anybody, please pass the word and tell them to come check out the Teen Curators Exhibition, Unshackled Ink, okay? Thanks. So, wait. What? What? Are you going to give them a quick rundown of the, hurry up. Quickly, because we need to move on, because we got to get people into the exhibition so they can see the exhibition. Okay, go, quick.
No, guys, I just wanted to give you a quick geography of what you're about to see when you go down into the ANT. When you go downstairs, on one panel, you'll see a picture of Robert Blackburn with his print, a little bit of dialogue about who he is and what that printmaking workshop stood for. You'll also see some of his work. And then on the very long wall, you'll see work by his acolytes, students, and compatriots, all who created this work at the Bob Blackburn printmaking workshop. And finally, you'll also see some of the student work that the kids had a chance to show you on our presentation. And so you can, when you go down, that's basically how the exhibition is navigated. I will put a little pressure on Michael Kelly Williams, since he is the one person who we interviewed who's here right now, who has been, he is one of Bob's acolytes, an apprentice. And so he may not think he was up to this today, but we got him on point. So we welcome you guys to. Not yet. Not yet? Okay, go ahead, I'll step down.
That's what I was afraid of. But you know what? Before I bring the teen curators to the stage so that we can take a picture of them, before I invite you to go into the ANT, I just want to take one more moment just to acknowledge someone who's sitting in our audience, Michelle Bishop. If you wouldn't mind standing up just for a moment, because she came in here last summer and she gave up her time and she taught our students quilt making. And she's with Harlem Needle Arts, and she did that for free. So every Wednesday for 6 weeks, she was actually teaching us how to make a quilt. And she did a major exhibition, and she put our quilt on display, and it was beautiful. So I just want to thank you for that. Thank you so much. All right. Excellent. Okay, so what's going to happen is that I'm getting ready to invite our teens to the stage, but don't move yet, and they're going to come and they're going to take a group picture. As soon as they have finished their group picture, what's going to happen is that they're going to exit that door. And remember, you're going to do that. They're going to exit that door, and they're going to go down to the American Negro Theater waiting for you all to arrive. As soon as you see them exit, you can then go after them, go into the American Negro Theater, and engage them in conversation. Ask them any question that you want to ask them. They should know the answer. And if they don't know the answer, they need to find out. All righty, so, but before anybody moves, because we're not ready to do that yet, and oh, by the way, after you've had an opportunity to go down and check out the exhibition, Unshackled Ink, we have food out there in the lobby that we definitely want you to partake of. So there's lots of wonderful refreshments, and so we want you to eat, be merry, and be joyful. Don't move. So teens, you know what we did last week in our setup for our picture? I want you to come on up on stage quickly and quietly, get into position, and I would like for our photographer to take a picture of you, okay? So come on, y'all, hurry up. You can leave your bags at your seats. Get them later, okay? Just leave your bags at your seats. I'm going to count to 10 so you all can be in place by the time I get to 10. Leave your bag at your seat, again, please. Let's go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm counting fast. Let's do it. 6. Let's keep going. 7, 8. Before I get to fractions, and then I don't know my fractions. And 9. And 9 3/4. 9 1/2. 9 1/8. 9 1/4. 9 and whatever comes after that. Quick, 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 quick. Go a little bit closer to Mr. Scott. Those of you who are in the front who are kind of short, kind of squat down a little bit. And go straight into the American Negro Theater. Yes. And once they have exited, Rodney, go. You can leave your stuff here, Rodney. Okay, and then once they have left the room, then you all can follow after, okay? We'll get them, not to worry. Okay, everybody, and feel free to follow after. Thank you so much. And go straight into the American Negro Theater. Yes. And once they have exited, Rodney, go. You can leave your stuff here, Rodney. Okay, and then once they have left the room, then you all can follow after, okay? We'll get them, not to worry. Okay, everybody, and feel free to follow after. Thank you so much.